Now, the UAAP Season 86 action is in full swing, and so are the stories from the courtside. And here to give us a glimpse at some of these courtside stories are, of course, the UAAP Season 86 correspondents, Jules, Ysrael reporting for NU, and Janna, Ehido reporting for Adamson. How are you? Welcome to the game. How are you
Welcome
feeling?
back and welcome for the very first time.
Thank you so much, Boom and Lexi. It's so great.
How are you guys feeling? How has the season been treating you so far? And how are you adjusting and, talking to the players as well?
I guess for me, as a first-timer, it's so new, but at the same time, I'm very excited. I've been having so much fun learning alongside my correspondent sisters, but also getting to know my team. They're very makulit, and we match. We're compatible in that way.
Makulit din ang mga correspondents, ha? Hindi lang ang team, right, Janna? Now, you're in your second year, but there must be some new things also to feel, right?
Exactly, Boom. I've been seeing the same faces in the team, but I love meeting my rookies, especially some new additions to the coaches, to the team, and I love hearing new goals also from my players, not just their faces and everything, but I want to know what they want to achieve that they haven't yet last season. And it's also a new thing for me to encounter.
Kala ko same faces in production, same anchors, kala ko
Same
yun ang
experience,
sabihin.
same everything. But of course, merong mga ibang naiibang bagay like Cedrick Manzano. For
what
sure,
a
you've met him before in season 85, and the commentators are explaining he is rebranding as the baby giant, baby whatever. Ano ba ang favorite niyang branding for him?
Ano ba ang tama?
Ano ba ang tama?
Yan ang tanong.
Knowing said, he's such a great player. Reliable, big for the team and for Coach Nash Enriquez, like 6'5". And of course, people would say he's already a big man, big boy, baby monster. But when I talked to him recently, he mentioned that he's been hearing all of these nicknames from whatever. But he said baby boy will always be his favorite name. That nickname has always had this affinity with his family all the way in Masbate. But it has always stuck with him, and he wants to still be baby boy forever.
Forever. Oh, he did not play like a baby boy the last time out. He played like a big boy. A lot of people actually thought that he was going to win best player, but I'm sure you're okay with Joe M winning the best player. But he did play so great, talking about baby boy Cedrick.
Exactly.
Manzano. Okay, NU. Wow, how's
Yes.
this experience? You have also some characters on the team. Somebody we've had on the show many times who has been so entertaining to us.
Right. Yeah.
We're talking, of course, Steve Nash Enriquez. What is your story on Steve? What have you discovered, you personally?
Yes, actually, I got a lot of questions after the first game. Jules, why is his hair so long? Does he have plans to
Insecure
cut
ka,
it?
gano'n?
Kind of. Hindi. And I was like, Nash, why? He said, during the pandemic, he didn't cut his hair. And the type niya, he likes it. And so because of that, he kept his locks, he kept his hair. And now it is his trademark. And he actually considers it a lucky charm. He said, suerte to. And I actually asked Nash, so when do you plan to cut your hair? Sabi niya, baka pag nag-champion.
Wow, what a great goal.
Inaabangan
Great goal.
ko yan.
That's a
Yeah.
great
So it's an
goal.
if-then statement.
That's a
If we
great goal.
champion, then maybe we'll see
That's a great goal.
some of those.
Do you think it's going to be a lucky charm for them going up against UP?
Definitely.
An exciting match tomorrow.
Yeah, and-
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited.
Me too. I'm doing that game with you. But there also, before we even get to that, is the Ateneo Adamson game.
Oh my
Janna,
God.
Oh, yeah.
Montebon has been the talk. We were just talking about him even on the show last night here. What can you tell us about him from Mathew?
Mathew Montebon, his nickname was actually Matty. Back in San Francisco, but here his friends gave him the name Monty. Now we call him Monty Montebon. But you know what, again, touching from his San Francisco roots, his parents actually watched the game at 1 a.m. That's both games, that's Saturday, that's Wednesday, and of course, they're gonna be watching
Tomorrow.
still probably at the same time tomorrow, and he's getting used to that. But he's loving it here in the country so far.
That's family
That's
for you.
great.
That's how
Now, of
it's
course,
supposed
on
to
the
be.
NU side of things,
Yeah.
tomorrow going up against UP, an exciting match, of course. But then, do they have any sort of pre-game ritual? Or?
Of course. Actually, their pre-game ritual is something I really deeply respect because every night before a game, they all go to church together. They pray, they light candles, and then they also eat dinner together. And I just think that's such a nice way to bond. Like, as a team, they're friends first, and then they conquer the game the next day, headstrong.
And I I hope they invite you for dinner. I mean, dinners. They should bring you
That's
along.
gonna
You're part of
happen
the
soon.
team. Yeah, you're part of the
definitely.
team.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Speaking of your co-captains, there's a story about that too,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Tell us.
So Patrick Oy, our captain, and Steve Nash, our co-captain, they were both opponents in high school.
Okay.
And I asked Pat, I was like, how is it like? Did you adjust to, from being rivals to now being co-captains? And Pat said, wala naman, chill lang, like the transition was really nice. And, seeing them during practice, during the games, they're leading the team so well. It's a perfect balancing act of command and friendship. And I think that's what's making it work for NU right now.
Looks like it so
Right.
far.
And of
Yeah.
course, we're also curious on the Adamson side of things that what about Eli Ramos? I've heard you've got some stories for us about Eli Ramos.
Yeah, a lot of people know Eli with his brother, Gila Star Dwight. But Eli has already been in the country since 2019. And he told me 4 years is a long time. And of course, I asked Eli, how much did you grow in those 4 years? He told me he's matured. But of course, I asked, aside from maturity in basketball, he said it's overcoming the language barrier that was his biggest accomplishment. When I was talking to him, Joshua Yero and Matt Eralon, two native Bisaya speakers were with me, and they were saying, Eli, show Janna your Bisaya. And he was able to speak like 3 Bisaya words, which I was so proud of. But of course, he said, I'm very happy to finally understand what his coaches are telling him in Tagalog. And, overcoming that language barrier, especially with his dynamic in the team, that's something he's proud of.
You should teach them. We're looking forward to that game tomorrow. Monty, Eli, and everybody else, Patrick and Nash and everybody else.
For
Good
sure.
luck to both of you tomorrow. I'll see you there.
Thanks,
And
Boone.
thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Of course.